Hey everyone, welcome back to The Simple Creative. I'm your host Oladime Jajigwile, and this is a podcast for those brave enough to start up something from nothing. My guest on this episode is Oluwatobi Israel. He is a brand and identity designer with so much passion for learning and teaching others what he has learned and experienced over the years. We talk majorly about becoming a better version of yourself and how to leverage learning as a tool for success.
I started teaching people about design. See, you can learn from other people's work, but take your time to actually learn
and
develop your own self. So whenever you are starting a project afresh, you know what to do.
Okay.
So you shouldn't rush by getting other people's stuff. Just use them and produce your own results. So that's major challenges I had when starting.
This podcast releases every Wednesday, and for you to stay in touch, visit themajor.com/podcast and enjoy the podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Nice to be here. So can you just introduce yourself in few words? Well, in a detailed way still. So few words, but detailed. Introduce yourself and what you do.
All right. My name is Israel Oluwatobi Tomoloju. Yeah, I'm a visual creative and a brand identity designer. I do music. I love music, so I play bass guitar.
Oh wow, awesome.
So that's basically about me. Yeah.
I never knew that,
Let's do guitar.
All right. So how did you start with branding, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm also into branding, so I think we will have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But what's been your experience with branding so far?
Okay. Yeah. I majored in branding. Started majoring in branding lately last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I discovered the major when you talk about visual design, the very broad field is branding.
Yeah.
That's where all other
everything comes together.
So after considering other aspects of design, UI, UX, and the likes, I discovered, I need to actually go into branding because I have a lot to learn. So the experience has been, let me just round up everything. Now, the experience has been awesome. Like, I've had time to learn a lot, go into research and meet different clients.
Okay.
And yes, meet different clients, face different challenges that led to, research and solving problems. So,
So the journey has been good.
Yeah, been good and adventurous, kind of.
Can you point some challenges that you faced? Because I faced lots of challenges when I started because of the idea that when you see it online and people talk about it, it seems very good.
Yeah.
But then the moment you get into it, it seems like a totally different thing entirely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the obstacles or issues you saw and challenges?
Basically from the client aspect. Yes, clients. Clients will come to you. I want to design a logo, but actually, what they really want is they want branding. They want you to help them create assets.
Okay.
That's some clients. They want, I want to design a logo. I have this is so amount. This cannot solve your problem. You get, this is what we want. Okay, the briefing aspect. Let's sit down. Let's talk about this is how we do it. Tell me what you want. I'll tell you the right thing to do. You get? So understanding client, at first when I started, it was difficult for me. One, I want to make sure I do what is right. You get? And at the same time, the client wants me to do what they want. So now
there's a conflict.
And sometimes I'll finish some project and deliver. Clients will look like, no, this is not really what I want. Can you just go back today? So that was one issue that I actually had about branding. Then for my own, personally, when I started, it was I was just about designing logos, and when I design logo, it would be clients will be I don't like it. So I learned from other creatives they are very good that the best way to ever present all these things to clients and they will like it is through mock-ups and the presentation. The work make you sell your branding, and you actually need to go into research, see what people have done, the way they present projects, the way they research, the way they from one step to another. So you actually need to work on those things so that it will help you in your way of presenting them. So that has been one of some of the challenges I'll be having. Then the issue of pricing, branding takes time.
Yeah.
You actually need to invest your time in doing it. It takes weeks. It depends on projects and all that. So when I started, I was like, let me just within this, let me put my time to it and I'll just deliver something. But I later discovered if you have to deliver the best job, you actually need to put in your time. So from there I learned that it's a process. So you need to start from one stage to another, and you need to carry your clients along with it. When I'm doing this, I carry the clients along so that you can create the best project. So that's been some of the challenges, and it's been fun.
You actually hit almost all the points that I also experienced. You know, it was from clients to, really breaking down the brief, then to presentation.
Yeah.
And I think you can't hide one from one.
Sure.
It's a process. Like one leads to another.
Yeah.
So if your beginning process is not properly done, then the client will definitely not like what you're doing.
Sure.
Yeah. And then if you present a very good logo, but then no backup, like
That's
the
it.
mock-ups, the
mock-up,
very interesting presentations. It's just like the way, this normal saying that seeing is believing. You need to see more. I'll make them believe that, okay, this thing can actually fly.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, to you, what's the most important part of, the work you do? Like from ground up, what's the most important part?
Yeah. The most important part. Okay. For me personally, it's, how do I put it? Yes, it's the creating aspect.
Okay.
Yes. The digitalizing aspect. Yes, of course. I go into research after briefing. I go into research and make sure I get the right thing. Then putting them together is the most important aspect for me. So putting them together and having, okay, this is the rationale. Okay. Yeah, putting this. I enjoy that. And it's very important because I take time to
really structure it out.
Really, really structure so that from there I can convince the client or I can convince anybody that's bringing the project before me.
Like, so it won't be like you just develop this thing by magic.
Yeah.
Like, that's a process that went behind it.
Yes.
And I think that's one part of actually carrying the client along. So I don't really want us to deal too much on this branding because we're here to talk about you.
All right.
Per se. So what was your background like? What did you start with? Like, okay, let's start from school now. What did you study in school?
Okay, I studied mathematics in school.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, most of my friends were like, guy, if you did computer science. I said, no, I didn't. So I studied mathematics in school. I started designing that was my third year in school. Okay. That was 2015.
All right.
So it was a friend that introduced me to Corridor.
Awesome.
A friend introduced me to Corridor. So it was a day to my birthday. So just show me how to do this. But actually from my upbringing, I've loved arts. Okay. So yes, so it's just by passion. I don't know. I loved mathematics. That was why I just went into science.
Wow.
So but art, I was still doing all these things in my room in school and all that. I did a lot of art and all that. So
there are very few people I know that love mathematics, and it's quite interesting because why would someone love mathematics?
I love mathematics. My math teacher when I was in secondary school made me love mathematics.
Wow.
So yeah,
awesome.
that was there.
You can imagine how much impact people can actually make on someone's life.
Yeah,
and this is one thing I've been learning since this podcast has started, that you never can tell where your story gets to and inspire someone.
Of course.
All these little things that we think we're doing, like branding and all these things. A client sees you somewhere and is thinking, this person got everything I'm trying to say in just a small design. And that is much value for me.
Yeah, that's
where I draw satisfaction from when I see that a client doesn't say, even though there'll be revisions, but then the person still says, thank you. Like, they're not saying thank you because you did the job, but they're saying thank you because you communicated exactly what was in their mind.
That is it.
Into visual. That's like one of my best parts of design, honestly. Like when I see people's smiles, when I see their cheers, when they are happy that something really good happened. So, All right. So now, getting into your field right now, which is branding and identity. Do you think there are, mistakes you've made that you feel you could go back and change?
Okay.
Because when you first started, there are some things you noticed, and then now you have a totally different view of these things, I believe.
Yeah.
So are there things like that you feel you could have changed before you started?
Okay. I I think there are some. Okay.
Yeah.
One from when I started, I actually love. That's why I venture into brand identity design. You get? So I love creating logos, just doing different icons and the like. So I go online, I copy works. I copied works, and actually there's this popular saying that we learn by copying. Great designers, I've forgotten the way to put it, great designer copy, or good designer steals or something. So that was how I started. So I recreate what someone has done, then from there I present to people, this is what I did. You get? It's not mine, but I did it again. So I present this what I do. So later on I discovered that people want to do stuffs, then let me help you do it. I'll do with the help of some of the things I've seen. So I want to create something like that, then we use it to solve their own problem. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is the fact that I do use some people's work, copy, then
to bring yourself up.
To bring myself up, but later on, when I got enough information to see, you can only use that to develop yourself. You get to a stage that
it's no longer like that interesting or valuable.
Because
it will be very, very. It will show that this is not you.
This is not me.
It's just like you're trying to form someone you're not.
That's it. So later on, when I started teaching people about design, you can learn from other people's work, but take your time to actually learn
and
develop your own self. So whenever you are starting a project afresh, you know what to do. So you shouldn't rush by getting other people's stuff. Just use them and produce your own results. So that's major challenges I had when starting.
So the conversation continues, and if you'd like to listen to the full conversation on any of your preferred podcast apps, the links are available in the description below. Also, if you'd like to find out more about today's guests, about their works and about their life, you can also find the links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, that would be really amazing. That would really, really help me. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Peace. Oh, you recorded. Oh yes, it's working. Alright, good. Yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday.